Welcome to Awards Bait, the official Galaxy of Film award show podcast, where we ask ourselves, what's getting nominated this year? Joining me every other Tuesday is a roster of guest stars to help me answer that very question. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Awards Bait. We have got an early day of recording here because the Oscar nominations are out. I'm not alone this week. I am joined with Johnny Zuko. How are you doing, man?
Oh, I'm good, man. Yeah, you talk about early, man. I am not a morning person.
Yeah, I know. I appreciate you. We had to do this recording day of because, I figured, why record early when the Oscar nominations are going to be out, and then we got to wait like 2 weeks to talk about it? So Johnny's doing us a big favor this week, and a whole different time zone, and this guy's up at like 7 a.m. here. So thank you so much for doing that today. And it's a big one. So we've been waiting for this moment on this show. Everything's kind of led to this. So
it's been building.
It's been building since September. We've been tracking the awards season. So today it all kind of comes to a head, and then on March 10th or whatever we celebrate. Without further ado, I don't know. You haven't looked at these yet, right? We're both looking at this live?
I haven't. My internet has been acting a little crazy this morning, so that's why it took me a minute. But no, I have not looked at these yet.
All right. Well, here we go. Let's strap in. I don't know how like closely you've been tracking the awards season, but a lot of this stuff, people have been saying it's kind of a obvious race this year. Like, it seems like it's just going to be Oppenheimer. It seems like we all kind of know what's going to get nominated at this point. It's sort of like a three-way race between like Oppenheimer, Poor Things, and maybe Barbie. Like, it's looking like it's going to be another Barbenheimer kind of showdown here. So let's see if that's reflected in the nominations. I am expecting some snubs for sure. I don't think everybody's going to be happy with everything. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I am too. Because I think I hope the Oscars gets it right this year, because the past few years they have not gotten it right. I'm still mad about that Adam Sandler.
Oh God,
that was crazy. Seriously, like,
not even nominated.
Yeah, how do you lose? Like, oh my God, I was so mad about that. I was so mad. It was like that to me. That just an indictment on them, just not with the times. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. I think over the years as well, like a lot of like the A24 stuff has been more respected by the Academy. I do think we're probably not going to see like Iron Claw here. I would love to be wrong, but I don't think that one's going to make it, because I just have a feeling that came out too late and like they didn't promote it enough. But we'll see.
Yeah, they said because I was looking up why Zac Efron was not in the predictions, and I was looking it up. It looks like the nomin for, I guess, the window is December 22nd is the final day to get your noms in.
Sucks.
And I was like, fuck, seriously? Because Ferrari would have also been nominated for best sound, I think.
It probably, and that's a good point.
And I think Iron Claw and Ferrari are going to be like two big snubs, especially because Zac Efron, man, just goddamn, dude. Like, so I just have like a whole newfound respect for that dude.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. Well, we'll get into it here. I'm gonna start at the bottom here. Start with makeup and hairstyling. This one, for a lot of these like below the line categories, we haven't really been covering that much on Awards Bait. So a lot of this is just gonna kind of be, it is what it is. I don't think we've really been tracking this, but for makeup and hairstyling, we have Golda, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, and Society of the Snow. I have not yet seen Golda, but I've seen the other four, and I think it's pretty clear that Maestro is probably going to walk away with this one. The work they did with the prosthetics on Bradley Cooper, even the old makeup that he has later on in the movie, it's fantastic. So I really do think that this is either going to be Maestro or Poor Things. I think Poor Things has a lot of really fun I mean, I guess that would be costume design actually, but even like Willem Dafoe's like face in Poor Things is crazy. Like the like kind of weird Dr. Frankenstein thing they've got going on in there. Um, so you
I,
never know. It could be one of those, but I think this is probably going to go to Maestro. But
I don't
not
know.
a super surprising one.
Just looking at the pictures from Golda, what they
Maybe.
did to Helen Mirren is insane.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one, so that could be a contender for sure.
That could be a sleeper. That could be one to like really just kind of keep an eye out because I think that I don't think this one as is clear cut. I think you're right. I think Poor Things
Hmm.
would probably win costume design, best
Yes,
makeup and hairstyle. I think that might be a two-horse race between Golda and Maestro,
yeah,
honestly.
agreed.
Because I feel because what they did to Bradley Cooper and the hairstyles throughout
Yeah.
that whole movie, yeah, I think this might be a two-horse race right here. I have not seen Society of Snow or Poor Things.
Oh, gotcha.
Um, but I do think I think this might be a come down to a two-horse race between Golda and Maestro, mainly because of the Helen Mirren thing.
Yeah, I haven't seen Golda, but I would be definitely interested in checking it out. And this could be like a one in like I don't think Golda's going to pop up in any other category, so maybe they want to give Golda something, so maybe that'll go to Golda here. But yeah, no, I Society of the Snow was very good, and they did a great job with the makeup in there because you know they're all like plane crash survivors, so
Yeah.
that was well done. But I think ultimately, yeah, Maestro probably taking it, but yeah, Golda could definitely sneak in there. Production design, this is a pretty big one. Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. So glad to see Napoleon in here. I don't know. I have a feeling it's probably going to go to Barbie though, just because of all the elaborate kind of like dollhouse sets and stuff. But I don't know. I would love to
Mm,
see Napoleon or even Killers of the Flower Moon take it. I mean, but Poor Things is also excellent. I don't know. This is a tricky one. Even Oppenheimer, they're all great. Oppenheimer, they did a
I,
really great job recreating Los Alamos and stuff like that. So I don't
yeah.
know. This one's tough for
I
me.
I think Barbie. I don't think Barbie would win this one.
Yeah.
I think this one might go to Poor Things because of the elaborate set designs
Hmm.
of everything in Poor Things. It just looks so live. It looks like it's on a studio set, but it looks so lively though. Like there
Yeah.
looks like a lot of depth to it and a lot of life behind that camera. I think Poor Things and Barbie might be the favorites here.
Yeah.
Um, I don't think Oppenheimer will win this honestly because I think
Yeah.
it's gonna nab a couple of big awards.
Certainly.
But I wouldn't be surprised if it does sweep. But I'm gonna go with Poor Things on this because I think Poor Things just has a lot more of elaborate sets. Once you get out of Barbie Land,
Right. Yeah, that's
it
true.
it's not. But Poor Things throughout consistently looks like you're living in a vivid fever dream. So
It's true.
I think the Poor Things here has the edge
I certainly
just on
hope so. Yeah, I loved Poor Things. I think that is definitely one of those ones that like I would love to see this take as much as possible because, you know, I think ultimately at the end of the day, this could be one of those movies that's like it got a ton of noms, but it's a little too much for people. And I think that like it could walk away with nothing. But if it nabs production design, that's at least a notch in its belt, you know. Uh some big I mean I'm surprised there's no like there's a couple of like blockbusters I feel like could have gotten in here but,
for
but
production design.
potentially, right? I feel like this was a pretty good year for like elaborate sets and stuff, but maybe not. I
John
don't.
Wick. I'm surprised John Wick didn't get on here because there's
Yeah,
some
production
really good
design,
ones on there.
even Guardians 3 potentially. Like I'm surprised.
Guardian.
There's I'm happy with the noms though. This is a good category. This is a really great category actually. I'm very. It was a good year for sets. Um,
Yeah.
I think. All right, let's get into sound here. So we've got the creator, Maestro, Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning, Oppenheimer, and The Zone of Interest. I have not seen The Zone of Interest. It's not playing anywhere. I really want to see this
It's
movie.
playing only in are you in New York?
I'm close, but I haven't. No, I know it's in the Lincoln Square there, but I haven't been able to make it out there. I think it might be expanding this week with the nominations because Zone of Interest, I believe, is
If
probably going to get a lot. But
if Zone of In- if it's nominated for I think it's also nominated for best picture. And I think if
yeah,
if it wins, it's definitely going to get that wide
Oh
release.
yeah,
Definitely.
I feel like if they're what is I think it's A24. If you're A24,
Yeah.
you're expanding that like this Friday. I feel like right. Even if it
Yeah.
just got nominated, like you got to get that out there because like nobody's talking about this. I mean, the people that have seen it love it, raving.
Yeah.
It's on the top of everybody's top 10 list, but it's not out. Like I can't
Yeah,
go
it's
and
not
see
out
this
over here.
movie. Yeah,
I can't find it anywhere in California. And I'm like, where the
yeah,
fuck is this movie? Because like I'm so intrigued just by that trailer. That trailer
yeah,
is just enough to hook you. It's like,
exactly.
what is going on here? Even that poster that they have floating around in the
Great
theaters,
poster.
the black background, and then the
So good.
and I was just like, God damn, what is this movie?
Yeah. I'm really glad to see the creator here. I thought that movie was really good visual effects wise. I hope it's in visual effects. I haven't seen that yet, that category, but I don't know. But I think probably Oppenheimer, right? I mean, that was such a like auditory experience. Like the score and everything and that is just so good. And I feel like Nolan always nails it with the sound design. So I feel like Oppenheimer's probably taking it. I am also glad to see like, I mean, Maestro, you never know, it's a music thing, so maybe that can get in there. I think like Star is Born won Best Sound or something, so
Yeah.
maybe that could sneak in there. But I think ultimately it's probably going to go to Oppenheimer. But
I don't know. Don't sleep on the creator. I saw the creator in
yeah,
theater,
it's great.
and god damn, dude, like the sound effects on there, like just sound design on that is just
It's really good.
whoa. You know what I mean? Just the like the auxiliary humming when it's coming towards you. It's just I don't know. I don't
Hmm.
sleep on the creator. I would believe that that is one to watch out for.
Yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, no, I'm another category that's like I think so far they've been doing pretty well here with like the below the line stuff. Next up, film editing. We've got Poor Things, Oppenheimer, Killers of the Flower Moon, The Holdovers, and Anatomy of a Fall. So editing, I feel like this could all. I'm not like really as much as I am into film. I
Hmm.
don't really know what makes the editing stand out. You know what I mean? Like I feel like The Holdovers was really well edited, so that could be one. Um, but Anatomy of a Fall is also really good.
I mean,
But I don't know.
we also gotta understand like what they're talking about. You
Right.
know, we're talking about like a cohesive narrative. We're talking
Mhm.
about pacing. We're talking
Yeah.
about like clever tricks, or are we just talking like a whole overall? Because I saw the holdovers, killers, and
Yeah.
Oppenheimer. Anatomy of a Fall just released in the States earlier this month, so I haven't had a chance to see it, and I have not seen Poor Things yet.
Mhm.
But if Poor Things is anything like Yorgo's other films, which is very slow and deliberate, it I don't think it's gonna win that. You know what I mean? Because I
Right.
don't know if it's the Killing of a Sacred Deer or The Lobster.
Mhm.
Like those just they hold on shots just a little too long, but it works because it goes into the awkwardness of the movie.
Right.
You know what I
Totally.
mean? So I don't think people have quite caught on to that as much, and I sure as no the Academy has not caught up to that. You know what I mean?
Certainly.
Um, I don't know. I think film editing, Oppenheimer, yeah,
Probably. Yeah.
Oppenheimer and Killers of the Flower Moon. I think I like those two.
Yeah.
Holdovers is a good movie, but as far as editing, yeah, maybe because of the film grain and what they
Yeah.
did, basically making it look like it was shot on 35 mil. So yeah, that might be a dark horse contender there.
Yeah, I agree. It's so interesting because like, I ultimately think Oppenheimer's probably walking away with a lot of the technical stuff, and I guess editing would fall into that. So I guess I would go with Oppenheimer here, but it's so funny how we're talking about best editing and like the two best contenders are like the longest movies that have come out lately.
Yeah, but they don't feel
No, they
long
don't.
though.
They
That's
don't.
the thing, you know what I mean? And I've always find that conversation like
It's true.
weird on TikTok or on
Hmm.
Instagram, whatever. It's like, oh, this should like long movies should have breaks or you know what I mean.
Yeah,
But if a movie is 3 hours long and it doesn't feel 3 hours long, then you know they did their job.
for sure. Yeah, no, you're right. All right, next up, costume design, which we were mentioning earlier. Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. I think we were talking about it earlier. Poor Things. I would love to see that take it with a dark horse for me as Barbie. I think, and maybe Napoleon. Napoleon got that time period right. I think maybe that could sneak in there as well. But ultimately, I would love to see Poor Things take it, just because that's so imaginative and like
Yeah.
everything in that is so well done. I would love to see that take it. I don't know where are you leaning with costume design?
Yeah, I think Poor Thing is just by everything that I've seen on the pictures, it
Yeah,
just looks immaculate.
totally.
Oppenheimer,
Hmm.
yeah, but that just kind of looks like every other movie that took place in the 50s. So, okay.
Hmm.
Napoleon, however, is one that I think people should look out for because of the elaborate set designs, the elaborate costumes. You can say whatever you want about it being inaccurate or whatever, but I think Napoleon might have the edge because of the wide variety of costumes that's been throughout that movie.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say Napoleon. I think Napoleon has an edge here. That's where I'm leaning toward.
Yeah, yeah, I would agree with that. I think there's a shot there. But yeah, I'm hoping Poor Things for sure. Cinematography. El Conde, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. I haven't seen El Conde, but I think that's the
I think that's
director.
on Netflix, I
Yes.
believe.
It's I haven't seen that was what I missed, but I believe the director on that is very well known. I can't remember who directed that one. Um, but that's one that I saw that I heard about earlier, and I meant to catch it, but I didn't. Pretty big that got a
Pablo
cinematography
Lorraine
nomination.
directed El Conde.
Yes, he directed, I believe, Spencer and stuff like that, right? That's who I was thinking of, Pablo
Yes,
Spencer.
yes,
Okay,
Spencer
so that's one I want to check out because I really
and
love Spencer.
Jackie. Holy
Jackie's
shit!
great too. Yeah, those are both really good films, and I like that guy's work. So I definitely would like to see that. So without having seen that one though, I would probably want to vote for Oppenheimer or Killers of the Flower Moon on this one. Those both are just so well shot. Um,
This says it's a comedy. It's like a horror comedy.
yeah, it's like it's like a weird one. I think it's like I think it might be like a Frankenstein thing.
What the fuck? The
Yeah,
synopsis to this is crazy. Chilean dictator Augusto Pinochet is a 250-year-old vampire. Not tired
vampire
of his life, he wants to die at last after the disgrace and family crisis he's caught. What the fuck? Yo, I gotta put this on the watch list.
for
This
sure.
one, this one fell through the cracks here. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. For sure. Yeah, no, I'm interested in that one, but I would vote for Killers or Oppenheimer without having seen that. But that one looks very well shot, so maybe that's a contender. But
I'm kind of mad about I'm mad about this category right here because I
oh yeah,
feel the creator should be on this.
yeah, I
I think the
agree.
creator should have been on there, especially and the holdovers. Honestly, I think the holdovers in the
Mhm.
creator. I think both of those movies should be on this list of cinematography because, like when you again, like when you think about what they did in the holdovers with that camera and just made it feel like a 70s film is crazy. Like a
Yeah,
lot of films try to recapture that VHS quality and that 80s quality, but they never do it right because it always feels like it's a filter over their movie. And I feel
absolutely.
like it was just so natural on the holdovers. And as for the creator, what they did with that Sony digital camera with the low
Look great.
lights and the lighting, I'm like, God damn, dude.
Yeah.
Like, dude, how those are two big snubs for me in this category, honestly.
I agree. Yeah, no, I would love to see the creator in there more because I mean we'll see if it gets visual effects here. I really hope it does because that would be awesome. Yeah, I agree. Those are two big snubs.
I would have
Documentary.
to
Yeah,
lean with I would go Killers of the Flower Moon on
yeah.
this one. Because I don't think Killers of the Flower Moon is gonna pick up, but I think if it does pick anything up, it's gonna pick up cinematography.
Hmm. Yeah,
You
I
know,
think so too.
because that
That
film looked fucking beautiful.
it
You know what
really
I mean? That
did.
film looked really beautiful, and that's no shade to El Conte, Maestro, and Poor Things, but I mean, I'm just
Yeah.
talking about the ones that I've seen. And out of Oppenheimer, I think Killers of the Flower Moon is just a little bit more slicker and glossier. So
Hmm. Agreed. Yeah, no, that one looked really good. I need to give that one a rewatch. I saw that one in theaters and quite liked it, but I need to see that one again. Documentary feature. Haven't seen any of these, but let's talk about it. 20 Days in Mariupol, Bobby Wine, the People's President, The Eternal Memory, Four Daughters, and To Kill a Tiger. The only one I've heard of here is 20 Days in Mariupol, and I've heard that was excellent. So I'm sure that'll take it. It's usually the one that I've heard of wins. So I would imagine 20 Days in Mariupol would win this one. But but check these out if you haven't. I need to get into documentary films more for sure. So this is a good wake up call to do so. I don't know if you have any opinion on the documentary race here. If you've seen any of these, if you're a big documentary guy.
I mean, had I had a heads up on this one right here, I would have
Yeah.
Googled these and just checked them out. But just off kilter, I probably would go with one. I probably, you know what? I'm gonna go with the Barber of Little Rock.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with that. And it explores a racial wealth gap through the story of Arlo Washington, who's a local barber in Little Rock.
Hmm.
And so
Yeah.
Barbara Arlo Washington forms a nonprofit community bank with visionary approach to just an economy that could reshape the future of banking. The People Trust fosters economic progress for undeserved residents in Little Rock, Arkansas. So I'm gonna lean in toward that one
Okay. Yeah.
because I think there's a lot going on there, and when it comes to documentaries, they love because some of these are international. I think this one strikes a little close to home, especially with
Mm,
everything going on with inflation and the economy. And it seems like a really feel good story. So I think I'm gonna go with that.
gotcha. All right. Original song here. It Never Went Away from American Symphony. I haven't seen that one. I'm Just Ken from Barbie. What Was I Made For from Barbie? Those were the two I think we figured would get in here. The Fire Inside from Flamin' Hot. That's that's a that's a little bit of a surprise here. And then Wazaze from Killers of the Flower Moon. No, nothing from Wish in here. Surprisingly, we knew Peaches was going to get snubbed because it was not on the Oscar
Yeah.
short list, so that one was doomed from the start here. Um, on this, it's probably one of the two Barbie ones, I would imagine. Um,
Well, I'm Just a Ken won a Golden Globe.
yes, it's a
Just one, so I don't think it's gonna win another award. Usually, when you win an award prior to that, you usually don't double up on those awards.
yeah. I would
So
or no, I'm Just
and
Ken won the I think it won the Critics' Choice.
Critics' Choice, okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can't remember what won the
For
Golden Globe.
my favorite for this one, because I actually peeped this one a while ago, was John Baptiste. And John Baptiste is a multi-talented artist. He can
Mhm.
produce, write, sing, and play instruments. And I'm gonna go with John Baptiste here because I think
Is
that
that
is
the American Symphony one? It never went
yes, the
away.
American
Okay.
Symphony one. Yeah, it never went away. I think that one is a leading candidate, honestly, because it has everything that you would want. Because John Baptiste, composed the shit out of that song,
Yeah.
produced the shit out of that song. So, and also it'd be nice for him to get that validation finally as an artist. Even though he's like won awards, Tonys and Grammys and shit, it'd be really great for his resume to win this Oscar.
Yeah. And I mean, and Billie Eilish, I believe she won for the James Bond song. So give it to
Yeah,
someone else. Yeah, for sure. Because I feel like she is probably the other contender here. Um, but yeah, I mean, we'll see. There are a couple big snubs in this one. I think I'm not remembering off the top of my head, but definitely "Wish" I think was supposed to be in here. And then there was a song from American Fiction which could have got in. Or no, I'm saying Rustin. That one had a song. Rustin had the song that was the one that was kind of a big leading contender. And then that's not here. That was one of the big contenders. Original score. This is the big one. American Fiction, great score. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I guess fair enough. Let's give John Williams the
it's
credit.
John Williams.
Yeah,
You're not gonna snub John Williams. Let's just
no,
be honest here.
yeah. Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. I think I feel very confident this is going to go to Oppenheimer. That score has been just the theme of the year. I feel like that I've seen so many like memes and so many just it's such like a powerful score and it really kind of elevates the whole thing. So I feel
Yeah.
like Oppenheimer, Ludwig Göransson, incredible stuff, and I mean, outside shot here for Killers as well. The Poor Things score, I liked it, but it was a little like repetitive. Not that it was bad, but it was just like the same kind of themes throughout. But I
Again,
liked it.
that's a common theme with Yorgos in a lot of his
Yeah.
movies. It's just like I don't know if that's how like how he views us Americans, the American audience. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know. I mean, his past few movies don't really have great scores,
Mhm,
so I'm not really expecting anything so outlandish when I go see this movie. Oppenheimer, yeah, that theme is just.
mhm.
But I think the big snub though is Across the Spider Verse.
Yes, agreed. That is a big snub here.
That I mean,
That was
because
another good
it's
one.
three different themes, and it becomes one theme, and it's just like, what the fuck? The intricate, the intricate theme for
Yep.
Across the Spider Verse really just, I don't know, man. It works as a solo when you just take everything else, but then when it builds up, yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of amazing that Across the Spider Verse is not on here.
I'm also surprised to not see Barbie here. Not that that score was unbelievable, but I just figured that would be in more categories.
More categories.
I also really like the score for Past Lives.
I
So
have not seen that one yet.
that's a good one, and I really
That's a good movie.
I gotta check that one out again. I really liked that one, but that was another one where I thought maybe that could get a score nomination. But no,
For here, I'm gonna just for sake of a discussion, I'm gonna go with Killers of Flower Moon
it's another good choice. Yeah,
because I think the music on there is very subtle, but it's also very poignant to the story that it's telling as well. Like
yeah,
the score is part of the movie, so
totally.
and part
Yeah.
of the culture that they're talking about. So that's where I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah, fair enough. I think that is the other like one that probably could win. All right, visual effects. I'm happy with this category. The Creator, excellent. Godzilla
Okay.
minus one, very good.
All right.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning, and Napoleon. Um, I'm happy with it. I am. I think it's good. I would actually
Yeah.
want Godzilla to win this, to be honest with you. Godzilla
Yeah,
was
me
so
too.
good. That
Me
would be
too.
my pick.
Yeah, I would want Godzilla to win this one too because I think what they did on that kind of budget and how they made Godzilla just, I don't know, man. Like I have not seen a Godzilla film that good in a
No,
very long time.
it's
And
so great.
but let's see, the creator's no slouch either when it comes to
No,
visual effects.
I'm
What they
glad it's here.
fucking did is amazing.
Yeah,
Guardians, okay. I'm surprised to see a Marvel movie on here. I mean, I'm not surprised, but I'm surprised that a Marvel movie got nom. You know what I mean? It's
yeah.
more that the Marvel movie finally got nom for like a best visual effects. So
It's also great to see this not like dominated by like blockbusters. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
it's like that's how you know that we're starting to kind of shift here because it's like Napoleon's in here. Like what? And Mission Impossible, which has kind of been like always been kind of thriving on the practical stuff. But to not see like Indiana Jones in here with all the de-aging stuff, The Flash, I'm happy because it's like The Flash was, I enjoyed The Flash, but like there is like a lot of ugly effects in that. And it's like, I'm glad that they're not just like, let's give it to the
let's just throw
blockbusters.
anything up there
Yeah,
and let's just
because
see.
I feel like visual effects has always kind of been one of those categories in the Oscars where it's like, what made the most money? Okay, here you go. And then to see like films that actually had a lot of like craft and care put into them get nominated this time around, like The Creator and Godzilla. Those are two movies that are, you know, I mean, The Creator, like I hate to say it, in this day and age is a mid-budget film. Like that movie
Yeah,
costs like $75 million to make, which is insane that that is a mid-budget film now, but that's where we are. And that is here. And Godzilla is an international film. Like that is a Japan movie, and it's here. It's crazy to see, and it just really speaks volumes to everything because I'm glad that they're actually paying more attention to this stuff because it would have been very easy to just nominate blockbusters, and I'm glad they didn't. And Guardians is like is the best Marvel movie of the year, and I think
yes.
that was one that had a lot of care and craft put into it as well. So that's very encouraging to see, and yeah, I hope that one of these smaller ones gets awarded because that would be huge.
I also think it'd be like a really good validation for the creator if they picked up this one right here. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
because the creator looked fantastic. It looked
it did.
really good.
It really did.
Godzilla though,
I hope it takes it.
Godzilla though, like goddamn, dude, like I can't say enough about that movie.
Mhm.
I might go with Godzilla because I think Godzilla came out of nowhere and it surprised everyone, and I think Godzilla is gonna come out of nowhere and surprise people here
Yeah.
again. I really do think Godzilla is gonna come out of nowhere. I know a lot of people are gonna say, "Oh, Guardians."
No.
I know Guardians is a favorite here. I have no doubt in my mind that Guardians is a favorite here. But Godzilla, just like a left hook, is gonna come out of nowhere.
I
You know
think
what I
it
mean?
speaks volumes too. The fact that it's nominated is a really great sign because it shows that the Academy watched it and really liked it and thought it was worth
Yeah,
the nomination. So I think the fact that they think it's worth the nomination, in my mind, would also mean that they're willing to fight hard for it to win this whole thing too. So
yeah.
I would
And
hope that
also
this gets it
re-releasing it in black and white.
this weekend. Yeah, big
Yeah,
deal. Yep,
so you know what I mean. I think that's also gonna help its press as well. If
for
people
sure.
go out and go see that movie again, or people that just missed it,
Yeah.
I really do think the Academy is watching this weekend to see how it does.
That was a smart move. Yeah, I didn't really think
Yeah,
much of the black and white re-release, but now it makes sense to see that it's actually nominated here, and maybe it'll be nominated for international feature as well. We'll see in a minute here. Um, Original screenplay: Anatomy of a Fall, The Holdovers, Maestro, May December, and Past Lives. I'm glad to see May December here. I really liked that one, and that is a kind of a weird movie, but I really liked it, and that's one that I think I would love to
wait,
see take it.
May December,
May December was the one with Julianne Moore
and
and
Natalie
Natalie
Portman,
Portman on
right?
Netflix. Yeah, that was one where I was like, there are some like super like strange moments in that movie, but I really liked it, and I think like that could be one to look out for. I think ultimately it's probably going to come down to Anatomy of a Fall versus potentially Past Lives and The Holdovers. I thought The Holdovers was super like sharp and really well written.
Yes.
But Anatomy of a Fall is another level, as well as Past Lives. Past Lives is so great. Um, but I would vote for either Anatomy of a Fall or Past Lives with the potential for The Holdovers to sneak in there as well.
Uh, I might go with the Holdovers, but
Yeah.
that's the only one that I've seen. But of everything that I've seen of like May, December, like where it's like, okay, so I got a question.
Mhm.
So original screenplay, May, December is based on a real life event. It's not or inspired by a real life event, rather.
Yeah, it's
Um,
loosely inspired by a
yeah.
real event. Yeah.
And then it came out, I think what, like 3 weeks ago, that the interview or one of the like dialogue scenes is actually a word for word rip
Mm.
of one of their interviews in real life. And because someone
It's
had pulled them up, I'm like, uh, really?
I
Like you're
know.
not even gonna try to hide that?
Yeah, it's weird. The original and adapted screenplay thing has always kind of confused me because there was a lot of talk. I mean, we'll talk about it right now. Actually, we'll just get into it so then we can open the discussion up for both categories.
Okay,
Adapted
we're talking about
screenplay,
adapted.
yeah, is American Fiction, Barbie, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, and
Poor
The Zone of
things.
Interest. Uh, there was a lot of talk about maybe Barbie being an original screenplay, but it's because it's based on like the toy. It's like it gets really weird. So
So like, are
I
you
don't know.
trying like so Barbie like being original screenplay
Hmm.
based on a toy, but is the originality coming from the idea of what you're trying to say about women?
I don't know. I mean,
Is that what the originality is? You know what I mean? It's
my
like you're trying about feminism,
I don't
or
know.
are you just gonna overlook the fact that in May December, like you quote unquote plagiarized someone's interview and put it in your movie?
I think it's more like with May December, they took a real life scenario and adapted it into a film, whereas like largely everything else is
Original.
original. So I
Yeah.
think I think that's why it falls into this category because I feel like much like the international feature here, which I won't get to here, but like if international feature, like I remember at the Golden Globes, Past Lives was nominated for international feature, and it was because over 50% of it is in Korean. But it is an American release and it's from A24 and all this stuff. So a lot of people were like, why is it international? So maybe there's a similar percentage thing for the original versus adapted. I don't know, but it's all very silly, and I don't know, but
it was just a question because I was just like,
yeah,
I
it's weird.
mean, because if you have an original screenplay, doesn't it have to be like necessarily be original to begin with? Like the creator should be on here
Yeah,
because that was like
that's an
one of
original
the
film.
most
Yeah,
original blockbusters or flopbusters that came out, toward
yeah,
the end of the summer. Like that should be on there for original screenplay because that was a totally whole new idea. That was like a original thought. So
yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think it's gonna be weird because I don't know,
and also
but
Anatomy of Fall is based on a true crime event. So
did
wouldn't
that
that
did
also
that,
follow?
did that actually happen though? I think it's a
Yeah,
fictional.
they said it was based on a true story.
Oh wow. Okay. Then I don't know. I really don't know. But I think I feel like I would pick Anatomy or Past Lives. But yeah, I mean or the holdovers, yeah. But then for adapted, um I really liked American Fiction. Um I think that could be one to look out for, but it's probably gonna be Barbie or Poor Things. But I would be happy with American
I think
Fiction.
Barbie's gonna win adapted screenplay.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think it's the favorite here because just the what they did with that toy line and the movie that they crafted around that toy line is nothing short than amazing. And
Yeah.
the ideas and the conversation that they were having within that movie
Yeah.
is really great. So I think Barbie might win this one for original. I might have to go with Past Lives, even though I've never seen it. But they love their foreign movies, and especially if it's A24. I really do think Past Lives is gonna win original
Yeah, and
screenplay.
it's a great story behind that too. You know, like that filmmaker really this I mean like that she wrote it off of personal experience, so I think that speaks a lot to that. Animated feature film. The Boy and the Heron, Elemental, Nimona, Robot Dreams, and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I'm so glad that they nominated all the good stuff. I haven't seen Robot Dreams. I haven't even like heard of that in the predictions. I'm upset that Ninja Turtles is not here. I'm upset that what was the other one that it was apparently really good? Ooh, can't remember. But I'm glad Wish is not here. Not that I didn't see it, but I heard it wasn't great. So I'm glad that we're not just giving Disney more noms. Um, Elemental, I enjoyed. I think that was a good one. And I think,
I'm surprised that's on here, to tell you the truth,
a little bit too, yeah. But
because that one did not do very well. But
no,
the people that went to go see that movie said the same thing, that it was actually a good fucking movie.
I liked it. Yeah, I did.
So Robot Dreams is about a 1980s New York City
Hmm.
dog in 1980s New York City, a dog assembles a robot as a companion, and they become best buddies on Labor Day outing to Coney Island. Robot's metal parts rust and he can't move, and so on the adventure begins. uh
Okay. Sounds
this is a
sounds like it could be good.
Spanish French film.
Oh, nice. I'm glad that the Academy is like expanding their horizons with this stuff too, because it's like, it's so easy to just nominate five, U.S.
Disney
releases, but
movies or
something, yeah.
yeah.
But we have the Boy and the Heron here, and like Robot Dreams. That's great stuff. But it is down to the Boy and the Heron and Across the Spider Verse.
Yeah, it is.
We'll see.
I think the Boy and the Heron's going to win this. So
Me too.
even though I didn't see it, the talk about that movie online is crazy, and everyone said the same thing. Oh, this is a phenomenal movie. This and that, blah blah blah. And I think this is the year that Miyazaki finally breaks through and gets his award.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think this. I think the Boy and the Heron is him breaking through finally.
Yeah,
So
so that's great.
Across the Spider Verse is no slouch either. Like that, the
No,
animation and what they did was very ambitious. So let's not get it twisted. But I do think, just from a performance standpoint, the Boy and the Heron is an odds-on favorite for me, at least.
yeah. All right. Next up, international feature film. Io Capitano from Italy, Perfect Days from Japan, Society of the Snow from Spain, The Teacher's Lounge from Germany, and The Zone of Interest from the UK. Haven't heard of The Teacher's Lounge, so that one might be one to check out. Some snubs here. Anatomy of a Fall. That's like a big Oscar contender that's not here. But I think that one was mostly in French, so surprised that's not here. Um, and then Godzilla minus one, not here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that one is the obvious one. Well, at least for me anyway.
yeah,
That's the obvious one. Like, what the fuck? Like, how's
yeah.
Godzilla not on this list?
Fallen Leaves is another one that was snubbed. That I heard great things about. Didn't get the chance to see that one, but happy to see it. I really hope it goes to. I want it to go to Society of the Snow because I really liked that. But I think probably the Zone of Interest, just because that is like the feature, the international feature that's in the big contender race. So I feel like that just is going to take it. Um, but we'll see. I would love to see Society of the Snow take it just so they can split the vote a little bit. But yeah, probably Zone of Interest. Hopefully we can see it one day. But yeah, Zone of Interest is probably going to be the one to take it away.
I might go with Society of Snow.
Yeah,
I might go with that one
I
because I
hope
think
that
that
wins.
one's garnered a lot of traction on Netflix.
Yeah,
And I honestly think if
it's a
if
great story.
Netflix is really trying to, like, break through the Academy, I think Society of Snow. I think that's the second film, Maestro. I think they would need Maestro and Society of Snow to really break through this year if they're
Yeah,
really going to become like a really contending studio.
yeah,
So I'm gonna go with Society of Snow just because of the story subject. Hey, Alive won back. I don't know how old you are, but I was old enough to remember that Alive being nominated for Best Picture and stuff. So, which is also the same subject matter
yeah.
about a rugby team crashes into a plane and then they eat each other. So I don't know
It's
if that's
crazy.
I don't know if that's what they do in Society of Snow. I'm just saying that.
Yeah, that's the real life event. So for sure, they
Yeah. So
definitely do
okay.
that. Yeah,
So
but
yeah, I'm
it's
gonna go with Society of Snow here.
yeah, it's definitely like a good story. So maybe that could take it. It's a, it has a happy ending, so that's good. Best director, big one. Jonathan Glazer for The Zone of Interest, Yorgos Lanthimos for Poor Things, Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer, Martin Scorsese for Killers of the Flower Moon, and Justine Triet for Anatomy of a Fall. No Greta Gerwig for Barbie,
No,
and that's
that's
huge.
crazy.
No Greta Gerwig.
Honestly, honestly, I feel like if she, because I was just talking about this with my lady last night, and I was like, if Greta Gerwig was nominated for Best Director, I think she'd win it. I think she
Yeah.
probably would have won it. Honestly,
I think it's Nolan's time. I think it's probably going to go to him. He's been taking everything else, but yeah, she would have been right up there with him.
yeah,
Uh,
and I think that's why she's not nominated because like it's gonna go to Nolan this year. Like for real,
100%.
it's gonna go. He's finally gonna get. Has he won Best Picture yet?
He's never won Best Director or Best Picture. He does not have an Oscar
Oh,
yet. No,
okay. Oh, he doesn't
no,
really.
at
Not
all.
even for
No,
Memento.
no. I don't think he's ever won. That's why this is
That's
the year. Yeah.
that's great. Okay, yeah, then definitely is gonna it. This is Nolan's award to lose.
Yeah. A little
It
bit
is to lose.
surprised. A little bit surprised to not surprised, I should say. I'm glad that they're recognizing the Zone of Interest in Anatomy of a Fall so much, and I'm happy to see Yorgos in here. I'm a little bit surprised Scorsese's in here. Not to be like I think he's great and I think Killers is great, but I thought that one lost a little bit of steam. I thought Killers wasn't gonna last. This like I feel like once it came out, people saw it, people talked about it, and then it kind of went away a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I'm a little bit surprised because that they were talking about Scorsese was kind of very him and Yorgos were like the two that could get snubbed here. And I'm surprised that they're both in, and I'm surprised that Greta and Celine Song for Past Lives are both out. So that sucks, but it's a good category. There are some really great contenders here, but at the end of the day, it is like I'm willing to bet a lot of money that it's going to go to Nolan, but
Yeah,
we'll see.
I think this is Nolan's year to finally win it. Yorgos, I think again, Yorgos is that kind of director that loves to alienate his audience and the critics. So I don't think he's gonna win one until he finds like that one movie where it doesn't alienate the right people. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Uh,
Um, yeah,
Jonathan Glazer. I mean,
we'll see.
he did another movie that was good. Hold on, sorry. Sexy Beast and Under the Skin. This is
Hmm.
the guy that gave us Sexy Beast and Under the Skin
Wow,
and Zone of Interest.
that's awesome. I gotta see this movie. Um, Yeah. Next category here. This is, I'm already looking at it. I'm
Which
surprised
one
that
are you
there's
looking
some
at?
people in here. Best Supporting Actress. Emily Blunt for Oppenheimer. Danielle Brooks for The Color Purple. Very glad she's in there. America Ferrera for Barbie. Good,
That's
good.
surprising.
That is
That's surprising.
surprising. I thought she was
That's
going to get
surprising.
snubbed for sure. Jodie
Yeah.
Foster for Naiad, which I'm glad she's in there too. That was one I've been predicting. And Divine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers. So probably going to go to Divine Joy Randolph, but I'm really happy Danielle Brooks got nominated, and I'm surprised that America Ferrera got nominated. Not that I thought
Yeah, me
America
too.
Ferrera was bad. I just thought Julianne Moore was going to get in here. And there's another big snub here that I'm not thinking of.
Wait, I
Um,
thought Julianne Moore was the lead in that movie.
she was getting pushed for supporting, but she is like a co-lead with Natalie Portman. But Natalie Portman is the lead. Um, but they were, you know how sometimes they'll
Yeah,
get.
because they
I
that
know
was
it's a mess.
supporting actor.
Yeah, I know. I know it's
Okay.
weird, but there's another big snub here. Who is it? I don't remember. But I'm surprised, but I'm happy with this category mostly. But I do think Divine Joy Randolph gave my favorite
I
performance.
think yeah, I think Emily I know people are probably gonna hate me for this, but I don't think Emily Blunt should have been nominated for this, honestly.
Oh wow, okay,
I don't even because honestly, she was not that memorable in that movie. Florence Pugh, with the little amount of
she was
scenes that
good.
she was in there, like how that to me, that's a snub right there. How do you not have Florence in here?
I know.
Because
Yeah,
like even though she was in the movie for like maybe like 5 minutes or so, she was just so good, and you
yeah,
just couldn't take your eyes off her, and she brought such gravity to the scene. I felt like Emily Blunt was just not her specifically, but her character just it just didn't do it for me. She did a lot, like with facial expressions and her eyes and stuff.
hmm
But I can see why America Ferrera was nominated. That monologue in the
it
van,
was good.
that I could see that being the thing, the crux of that's why we nominated her because that's actually, you know,
Yeah,
that's some real shit.
yeah.
But
Um,
I think Divine Joy Randolph, she stole that movie
she
hands
was
down.
great. She was
She
great.
stole that movie.
Yeah,
So I'd be
100%.
surprised if she doesn't win. But I think Jodie Foster might win it.
Yeah, I liked her in it. I do think it. Yeah, I think it's like pretty much definitely going to be Divine Joy Randolph. I am really glad to see Danielle Brooks in here. I just watched The Color Purple, and she's so good. Um, she did a great job with that. And I'm there was a lot of talk about The Color Purple probably not going to the Oscars. I hope it's in Best Picture. We'll see. I haven't seen Best Picture yet, so I'm very curious. Another snub here, not snub, but like people thought maybe Saltburn would get a second wind and Rosamund Pike would be here. She's not.
Ooh.
So that's not very surprising. But
For
I'm
Saltburn
for
or
Saltburn, for Rosamund Pike for Saltburn. She played the mom. So I'm not like I really like
I think
Saltburn, but
I think that movie, just like the Iron Claw, came out just outside the window.
well, no, it dropped in around Thanksgiving, and then it
Oh,
came
did
out.
it?
It came out on Prime around Christmas. So everybody thought that because it was garnering so much attention on like the TikTok and stuff, that maybe people would check it out more, and then the Academy would give it some noms. Didn't necessarily happen. I mean, we'll see if it's in the Best Picture race. I don't know yet. But yeah, probably Divine though. So overall happy with this. I am glad that Danielle Brooks got in over like a Rosamund Pike because I think she deserves to be recognized for that because she was great.
She's an
Supporting
amazing
actor,
actress, period.
she
She's an
is.
amazing actress,
Yeah.
period. So
Supporting actor, Sterling K. Brown for American Fiction. Really thrilled he's in here. Robert De Niro for Killers of the Flower Moon. Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer. Ryan Gosling for Barbie, and Mark Ruffalo for Poor Things. This was the best case scenario for me. I am so glad that Mark Ruffalo's in here. I'm so glad Sterling K. Brown is in here. Um, all five of these performances are probably some of the best I've seen all year. Honestly, I think this might be my favorite category in the whole thing this year. I really, really, really want Mark Ruffalo to win, but I think it's probably going to go to Robert Downey Jr. He's been sweeping everywhere else, but Sterling K. Brown, he's so good in American Fiction, and I want to see it again because he was excellent. Um, Ryan Gosling, I'm really happy to see that he's here. Um, but no Charles Melton for May December. I thought he would have been here. He was really excellent. And no Coleman Domingo for The Color Purple. He was really good in that. Just a really terrible person in that movie, but very good.
Oh,
Um,
you played the Danny Glover character.
I haven't seen the original, so
Oh, you
maybe.
haven't seen the original?
Yeah. I have not, but yeah, I think so. Like the guy who,
Okay.
like, yeah, that guy.
Danny Glover made Oprah like cry, dude, like all bad.
So
like,
probably that
yeah.
same character. Yeah, I think he played that same character. He was very good in it though. But I really liked Robert. All five of these categories, all are fantastic. It's really crazy to me that like my least favorite performance here is Robert De Niro. Like that's how strong this category is. Um, but still,
Really,
Robert,
Rob?
he was excellent. But like it's nothing we haven't seen from him. But like I thought he was
That is
great.
true.
But everybody else like is doing something so cool. But yeah, I would probably go with Robert Downey Jr. But my personal opinion, I would love to see Mark Ruffalo up there. Um, but yeah, probably Downey Jr. What do you think?
Well, I mean, if he's winning everywhere else,
Yeah,
again, that's something else to like keep an eye out for because there's been a pattern over the past few years. If you sweep everywhere else,
it's
you're
looking
not
good.
gonna win the big one. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
the supporting ones are really easy to get right come Oscar night. Like that's
Yeah.
usually the one that you walk away with a lot of the time. Last year was the only kind of head scratcher with Jamie Lee Curtis and Angela Bassett. That was the only
Yeah,
time I was
that
like,
was like, what the fuck? Like,
it was a little
seriously?
weird.
Like,
Yeah,
Jamie Lee Curtis is great and all, but I don't think she should have won it for that role.
no, I agree.
Like, nah, nah. Why? Just because she had hot dog fingers? Get the
I
fuck
know.
out of here.
um, but yeah, I mean, we'll see. It's looking good for Downey Jr. so far. But I really would love to see. Oh, no Willem Dafoe here either.
I'm gonna go I think he just proved. What's
Yeah.
that?
No Willem
No,
Dafoe either.
oh, for poor things.
Yeah, no, not that I was really expecting that, but I think that was another contender potentially that could have snuck in here. But no Willem Dafoe. But I'm glad that they went with the five that they went with. This was my personal top five. I think. Once I
I'd
saw
be
American Fiction, I was happy with that.
the biggest surprise though would be Ryan Gosling.
If he took it,
Like,
yes, it would.
if he wins it, that would be the biggest surprise.
Yeah,
Honestly,
100% agreed.
I mean, not that his performance was bad, because his performance was fucking amazing. Like he was great.
He
You know
was
what I
good.
mean?
Yeah, he was really
Even
good.
that dance sequence toward the end of the movie where they're fighting,
Yeah,
like
I know.
he just has so much fun playing Ken. And to me, I think that's gonna be one to watch because I think that's a dark horse contender right there.
Hmm.
Because I think if anyone gives Robert Downey Jr. a run for his money, it's gonna be Ryan Gosling. Honestly,
Okay. Yeah. No, we'll see. Um.
I think so.
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. I mean Robert De Niro. Yeah, you're right. We've seen stuff like that before,
Yeah.
and he's already like a two-time winner. So I don't think he'll be a three-time winner by the end of the night.
Nah,
So I
just
think it really
recognize him
comes.
at this point. It's the recognition. That's what really counts for him. Because
Yeah,
he's
so
really
I
good
think
in it.
it's down between Downey and Gosling, honestly. But I think Downey will win it because he was
So
just
good. So good.
he was just so good in that fucking movie, man. Like
Yeah,
seriously,
for
I
sure.
totally forgot that was Robert Downey Jr. Like every time like, he came on screen.
Yeah, me too. That's hard to do because he's such a
Yeah.
personality. All right, probably the biggest category um in that we've been covering here on this show, award debate. Best actress, Annette Bening for Naiad. Wow. Lily Gladstone for Killers of the Flower Moon, Sandra Hüller for Anatomy of a Fall, Carey Mulligan for Maestro, Emma Stone for Poor Things. So, uh, this is a good. I'm glad that this is how this turned out. Lily Gladstone, I think, is probably going to take it. I would not be surprised if Emma Stone did, though. But there are some snubs here. No Fantasia Barrino from The Color Purple. And who was the other one? No Natalie Portman from May December. No, who else did
Mm.
we have here? There was another couple of people that did not get nominated. No Greta Lee for Past Lives. Um, that's a bummer. I would have probably preferred her over. I mean, Annette Bening. That movie is such an incredible story, so I can see why they wanted to recognize her. And Carey Mulligan is so good. I don't know who you take out here to get her in there. So I'm happy with it overall. But yeah, I'm going with Emma Stone or Lily Gladstone. Both of them were fantastic. I would not be mad about either of them. And it goes hand in hand with our previous episode of the Stones fighting it out. Emma Stone versus Lily Gladstone. What do you think about Best Actress, the nominees?
I think Lily Gladstone was the heart and soul of that
Yeah,
movie, but I don't know if it's enough because you got some heavy hitters. You got some heavy hitters here.
yeah.
Mulligan, Hewler, Benning, Stone. Like the competition is like, excuse the phrase, but it's stiff. Like this is some stiff competition she's facing. Like this is, I don't know, man. Like because I don't see one weak performance out of this.
Yeah.
Like everyone's talking about Sandra Hüller and her performance, that monologue in at the trial toward the end. Like everyone's like, "Oh my god, that performance is amazing."
She's really good in it.
Harry Mulligan is gaining traction because people are starting to watch Maestro now. I don't, and Emma Stone. I think Emma Stone might win this. I think she might win this.
She's got a lot
I
of heat.
I think she has a lot of momentum, and like you said earlier, Killers of the Flower Moon came out. We talked about it, and we just moved on.
Yeah,
I mean, Poor Things came out like what 4 weeks ago or something like that, and we're still talking about it.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like people are starting to see this movie, especially with the nods. With the nods, definitely people are going to go see this movie.
Yeah.
I so don't sleep on Emma Stone. I think Emma Stone might win it, and I think this might validate Emma Stone for as like a good actress. Did
I mean,
she win it for La La Land?
she
I
did.
don't. She
This would
did.
make her 2 times. Yep.
Okay, she did win it for La La Land. Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
No, yeah, she's definitely up there. I think I would love to see Lily Gladstone take it just because that story is so important, and
Yeah,
she could use the recognition. So I hope she takes it.
absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be mad about Emma Stone. I really wouldn't because she's excellent.
Yeah, I really do think it might come down to Emma Stone because I think Poor Things just has a lot more momentum.
Yeah, and she's
Also,
got the best performance. That's her best performance to date. So for sure.
and also too, Killers of the Flower Moon is behind a fucking paywall like Apple. So,
Yeah. Right.
and
Exactly.
now many.
Yeah. Oh, he froze on me. All right. We'll move forward with best actor here. I don't know if you could hear me. I lose him. Maybe I lost him. All right. Next up, we've got best actor. Bradley Cooper for Maestro, Coleman Domingo for Rustin, Paul Giamatti for The Holdovers, Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer, excuse me, and then Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction. You cut out a minute there. I wanted to let you finish that. But
No. Where are we now?
I just jumped into best actor.
Okay, so we got Bradley Cooper,
Yep, Paul
Coleman
Giamatti.
Domingo, Paul Giamatti, Cillian Murphy, Jeffrey Wright.
Yep, I'm happy with these nominees. I think this was no Leo, big snub, but I do think I ultimately think he
I don't even think that was his best performance, to tell you
no,
the truth.
and I didn't think he was all that fantastic to be honest either. Like he was good in it, but it's nothing. Again, like De Niro, but De Niro had a lot more like really great moments in that film.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Leo, it's nothing we haven't seen from him before. He's good in it, he's great in it, but ultimately, I think these other 5 performances are doing a lot more. Um, I would, I know Barry Keoghan from Saltburn. I think people thought like again that might have gotten a second wind, just with all the hype, but did not ultimately. So he's not here. Um, I liked Jeffrey Wright in American Fiction a lot. I love that he's recognized here, but ultimately, I think it's Giamatti versus Murphy. It is Cillian Murphy versus
Yeah.
Paul Giamatti. Those two have been winning everywhere else, and it sucks. I mean, Bradley Cooper, I thought he was great in Maestro. I really did, and I hate how hard he's getting dunked on online for losing all the time. But you know, he's been getting that like short end of the stick for a long time, and I would like to see him win an Oscar very soon. I don't think this is
Did he
going to be
not
the year.
win supporting actor for A Star Is Born?
No,
He didn't win that.
no, he lost. He was in lead actor. He lost
Oh,
to Rami Malek for Bohemian Rhapsody. Lost that
uh,
year. Yeah, so that's a
that was
bummer.
that year.
Yeah,
Oh
that was that
shit!
year.
I
Yeah,
don't even think Rami Malek was that great of a fucking.
no,
Never, never
and
mind.
it
Never
sucks to
mind.
see him like try again because he was very good in Star Is Born, and it's unfortunate, but yeah, it's Cillian Murphy versus Paul Giamatti. I would love to see Paul Giamatti take it, but I do think it's going to go down to Cillian Murphy.
I do too. I do too. I think Murphy. I think he's the odds-on favorite here.
Yeah,
I think he's my favorite. I have not seen Maestro yet. I might have to go watch this one. Giamatti,
good.
he won. Well, was it a Golden Globe?
He did win the. He won. They both won because they split it. So they did drama and comedy. So Paul Giamatti won comedy, and then Cillian Murphy won drama. But Paul Giamatti, I think, just won the Critics' Choice. So he's in a good standing. It is a good like 2-horse race there. Like they'll definitely be fighting it out, and they're both equally kind of on par. So it's really anybody's game.
So I would watch the SAG Awards and see who wins it here.
Yes,
because who wins it here is not going to win an Oscar night.
Who wins at SAG? Yeah. So when are the SAG Awards? Pretty soon.
Next week? I think after Valentine's Day.
Okay, cool. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on the SAG Awards then. Yeah. So that's a good category though. I'm happy with those picks. I'm glad Coleman Domingo got in here for Rustin because they could have just snubbed him and gone for DiCaprio. Glad they didn't. So that's good stuff. Next up, the big one, Best Picture. All right, here we go. American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Poor Things, and The Zone of Interest. So
Zone of Interest is getting a lot of steam. I think it's like the fourth category, right?
Yeah,
it's fourth
I'll break down the number of nominations each film got, but yeah, Zone of Interest is up there. That one did really well today. Yeah, and it's something that I can see them probably hopefully expanding, like I said, this week, because I really need to see that now. But yeah, I'm not blown away by how many do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They did all 10. Good. So they usually can do up to 10. Sometimes they'll do 8, sometimes they'll do 9. But this year, and I believe last year they did 10. So that's good. No Saltburn, like we mentioned. No Iron Claw. No Color Purple.
Oh wait, that's
that Best Actor.
Sorry. Zac Efron. Like yeah. I just wanted to bring that up.
It's a bummer.
I can't stress that enough. That sucks.
It does.
Especially for supporting actor, kept getting cut off. But Jeremy Allen White,
yes.
As well, So I'm just like, God damn. Best Picture, Iron Claw. Best original screenplay, Iron Claw should have been. I'm sure we'll get into it, but that should have been on here. I think Across the Spider-Verse should definitely been nominated for Best Picture. Honestly,
yeah, that one was one people thought could get in here. Yeah, it's a little bit. I don't want to say surprising because I think that was already like I think that came out super early too. That one came out of the gate really hot, but then it was like, yeah, but it's still Spider-Man, and then people were like, yeah, no, and that's and at the end of the day, I think these were the 10 that we were all kind of expecting. Not that that's bad. I think I'm overall very happy with the nominations, but yeah, like everybody's kind of said, it was a little bit of a predictable year.
Okay, so we talked about like Nolan. This is his year for winning Best Director. Yeah. Does he win Best Picture as well? Because you got some hitters here, man.
No, for sure. I think Oppenheimer will win Best Picture. Yes, I do. I think it's between that and Poor Things and maybe Barbie.
For me, I think it really kind of comes down to Oppenheimer and Past Lives. Just by reading, I think just by reading the critics' reviews of Past Lives and like the rating that it's gotten, I think it's really gonna. I do think don't sleep on Past Lives. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Like that one could honestly surprise a lot of people because a couple years ago, Parasite surprised a whole lot of people. Like what the fuck? That movie won? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Past Lives, don't sleep on that one. Just by reading Critics' Choice and the reviews on that movie, yeah, that one might be a surprise. I don't think Oppenheimer is a lock for Best Picture. I think it's a lot as a director, but Past Lives might give it a good fight. Barbie also, I think Barbie might have a chance, but I'm not sure if they relate, like if they equate Barbie to like a Marvel movie,
Yeah.
because a Marvel movie, because they don't want like a quote unquote blockbuster to like win Best Picture, because it'll validate like all the arguments online.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think they just kind of threw Barbie a bone because they snubbed Greta
And
for
without, I was
Best
just gonna say,
Picture.
without a director nom, it's
Yeah,
difficult to win Best Picture. I think
yeah.
that's only happened one time in the last like 20 years, and that was with Ben Affleck for Argo. I think Argo won Best Picture, and he did not even get nominated for Best Director. So that's
Wow,
the only
really?
time that's happened in the last couple of years. Yeah. So that that could that would be crazy if that happened twice. So actually, I rescind my prediction. I actually don't think Barbie will win now because Greta got snubbed. Um,
Yeah,
so that
I
is
think
actually, I forgot about that. That's actually crazy. So the fact that Greta did not get nominated takes Barbie makes Barbie's chances of winning much harder.
much lower.
Yeah. So that's actually crazy. Forgot about that. Oh, and no
Yeah.
no Alexander Payne for director, by the way. Forgot to talk about that for the holdovers. Um,
Oh, that's right.
that's a bit of a snub too.
That's another snub also, because that was a
Yeah.
great fucking movie.
Yeah.
Um, I
We'll
just felt
see.
like I just, I just feel like they like, oh, we need like five directors.
Hmm.
Which five directors do we want? The usuals. Okay, let's just do that then. Let's not do anything else, because
Yeah.
honestly, when you look at best director, it's the suspects.
Yeah. And no Bradley Cooper either for Maestro.
No Bradley Cooper either. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Damn.
they're like,
That's a
let's throw
that's
everyone else a bone.
It was a good year for directors, though. It's not bad. Not bad.
No,
But
I
yeah,
mean, there's no slouches in there, but
no,
it's crazy to me that no Cooper, no Payne.
yeah,
I don't know.
no
I
Gerwig.
honestly think you could probably take out Yorgos, honestly, but
Yeah, I mean, he's not doing anything crazy in that. And even Justine Triet, she was really good with that. And even like I said, Scorsese, like it's good, but I think
yeah, Scorsese.
he's been here before, you know. Um, not that that's a problem, but I don't know. But yeah, I think it is between Oppenheimer and potentially Poor Things. I do really hope Past Lives gets some love here. That would be awesome. But let's break down the number of nominees here. I have it right here. So the nomination counts. We have Oppenheimer with 13 nominations. That's huge. Poor Things with 11, Killers of the Flower Moon with 10, Barbie with 8, Maestro with 7, The Holdovers with 5, American Fiction with 5, The Zone of Interest with 5, Anatomy of a Fall with 5, Napoleon with 3, Naiad with 2, and then Past Lives with 2. So overall, really kind of a
Past Lives
strong,
with two.
yeah, Best Picture and then original screenplay. And then Naiad got the 2 acting nominations, which is big. That's pretty big for Naiad, actually. Um, yeah, I mean, Anatomy of a Fall and Zone of Interest. Really great to see that those both get 5, right up there with American Fiction and Holdovers. That's fantastic for those 2 films. Um, Maestro 7. I think a lot of people were expecting more out of Barbie and Maestro, more nominations, but that's not 8 and
Mm-hmm.
7 is no. That's not a small victory. That's big. Killers of the Flower Moon
Yeah, but how many
10.
does
That's
it
good.
win though?
That's the
How many
thing.
does it win?
I think Maestro might walk away with nothing, which would be crazy. That would be crazy. Maybe makeup
Maestro might walk away with how many? With
with
none?
none. Maybe none. I don't think so. Perhaps
I'd
makeup.
be I'd be surprised if Barbie walks away with one, to tell you the truth. And the
Barbie.
one is probably gonna walk away with is probably gonna be the one where like it shouldn't have won that category.
Maybe. Yeah. Barbie's probably gonna win like I don't know. It's got a chance for the adapted screenplay, like we said. It's got a chance for original song. It's got a good chance for original song. Um, it could production design. We were talking about. It could walk away with a couple. Um, but ultimately, yeah, I don't know. I really. I think this is probably going to be like an Oppenheimer, Poor Things kind of sweep. Um, but we'll see. I mean, Killers of the Flower
I'd
Moon
be
getting
surprised if
10.
Oppenheimer.
It's pretty good.
I don't know. I think Oppenheimer might win half its awards.
Yeah, that would
And
still
I
be,
think
I
it'll
think,
win.
great.
I think it'll win the big ones too. I don't think it's gonna win like the small ones. I think it's gonna win Best Director, Best Picture. Best Adapted Screenplay.
Best Actor. Yeah,
I do think it's gonna win those 3 big awards.
totally.
I'd be surprised if it doesn't. I would really be surprised.
Me
Like
too.
I
It's
said, this is Nolan's year to lose it. You know, it's his to lose.
for sure, and it's his time, and it's also like a pretty like I think because we lost Dune, it really opened it up for Oppenheimer with all the technical
Yeah.
categories. So yeah, I mean, overall, really great year in film. I think the nominations reflect that, which is good. I think I was a little worried that they wouldn't. They would go for some safer choices. I'm glad that they really are nominating films that aren't just from the U.S. I think that's great. Um, Zone of Interest and Anatomy of a Fall being here are, and the fact that they're such heavy hitters is a really great sign. So yeah, guys, that was the Oscar nominations. You got any closing remarks? Anything else you want to say? Anything you want to plug?
I'll just say that I'll be watching Oscar night, seeing who wins, because I'm interested, because Oppenheimer, I'm gonna be very interested to see how that wins, especially throughout the award season. I'm curious to see who else wins leading up to it, because then I probably help me educate my guesses.
Yeah, for sure.
Oscar. But no, I mean, I'm happy with the list, with all the noms. Again, Iron Claw, just as a
Yeah.
wrestling fan, that just sucks, because
Mhm.
I know wrestling often gets shitted on by the mainstream, and for wrestling to finally have a great fucking movie,
Yeah.
and movie, it's not even about wrestling, it's about family, it's about brotherhood, and not be nominated is insane to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, to me, it's like, god damn, that sucks.
Yeah, man.
But we'll see. Maybe Zac Efron will get another chance, to get that nomination. But we'll see, man.
Yeah, if he keeps that up, he'll be in there in no time, I'm sure. But where can the listeners find you?
You could find me on TikTok and on YouTube at Zuko's Corner. You could also find me on Instagram under Zuko's Corner as well. I do mainly movie reviews, movie lists. I post my favorite scenes, talk about them, and talk about behind the scenes stuff about certain scenes. And yeah, man, that's it. You can just find me on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube at Zuko's Corner.
All right, man. They heard it here first. It'll all be linked in the description for you. Stay tuned for more awards baits. We are just kind of getting started here. It's really, I mean, we're getting close to the end, I should say. Nominations are here. It's just one step closer to Oscar Sunday. So, yeah, stay tuned, guys, every other Tuesday. Thank you so much for joining me. And we will see you guys in the next one. Join our Facebook fan group, Galaxy of Film fan group, and keep track on the podcast. We've got, I believe, Zuko, you were just on the top 10 live show, right? So that's up there.
Yeah,
on
I was on the
YouTube
top
now.
10.
Yeah, that was really good. Check that out when you guys get a chance. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We've got a lot of short films and a lot of great stuff for you this year coming up. And yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.